There's a $30,000 bet right here. There's a $30,000 bet right here. I wanted to add you guys a little excitement. I was hoping for 20,000 by the end of the year. I think. What's up, Roulette Fools? Brent with AllonBlack here. Just a reminder, get on our website, allonblack.net. We have this really cool roulette analysis tool. You can place bets in here and it'll calculate the payment. So if you want to put a couple of corner bets in here, whatever it may be, it's going to show you the payouts of it up here. If you have overlapping, you can hit jackpots and it's going to highlight which ones are the highest paying ones out there. You can also click wax and it'll show you where your open wax are. You can also hit the French roulette button. If you have any outside one-to-one bets, it'll calculate giving you half back on that. And what's really cool is down here over on the racetrack, you can actually play best bets by putting on the Voisins and the Thiers or the Orphelins or the Zero, and it's going to place all those bets. Hey, shout out to Jack Ace, who, as far as I know, that he was the first one that had a tool similar to this. What I like about this one is it's got drag and drop functionality, so you're not stuck having to undo bets. You can move these around. If you create a login, you can save your bets. You can see here, I've got a bunch of bets saved. It's really, really convenient if you want to come back and you're developing strategies, or you want to come back and see what the payouts are as you're playing. All right, let's get to it right now. Okay, we are going to play $5,000 bankroll today, and we are going to kind of emulate when we were doing the 100K challenge, and I had a $9,000 playable balance, a $30,000 total balance, which I never had to touch anything beyond the 9,000 to get to the 100,000. And I'm going to see if it's, I think I can go back and do this easier, especially getting $300 a day. I think I can get $300 a day in my sleep now. I think I can get, if I wanted to play a little bit longer sessions, I think I could get $500, piece of cake. But we're going to play. Let's see what we can do in about 15 minutes here. I'm going to play a hodgepodge of strategies. Of course, it's going to whack me on the very first one, naturally, right? All right, we're going to play slut on this one. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3. I'm going to 3x my bet, and I'm going to move on down one. Now this, I'm playing on the instant tables. I like the instant tables. They're faster. You control when you want to bet, when you don't. You don't have a timer. I know a lot of people don't. They think it's either fake or it's rigged. They're going to send you to the table that is most likely to whack you. I have not had that experience. In fact, I have done the best on this table of any table overall. So I really like this one. That being said, and we're going to keep moving down. That being said, there are definite distinct advantages to playing on the French table. So for example, we could be putting 3 of these units, the 75, on the high or low. And on a French table, we would get 50% of that back. So I'm not saying don't play here. The mathematical smart way is playing on the French table. But I just get my bahootie kicked on the French table all the time. Now, another downside to these instant tables, there can be a sync issue between when the balls are going and what you see on screen. And often people think that that's a sign of rigging, and it's just not. They're having to switch cameras to take you to different things. Anyway, I have done really, really well on here. So I now just jinxed myself. We'll see how we do. But I'm going to go through some of the more popular strategies. We're just going to kind of play until we don't want to play it and move on to another. I really don't have an agenda. My overall goal was in 15 minutes. Let's see, man, this ball's rolling on forever. Let's see where we could get to in 15 minutes. All right, we're up. So I'm going to go back, not $100, but I'm going to go back to 5 double streets, except we're going to move this one down now. Remember, I'm playing slut, which means I'm going to move that open double street down 1 pair double street, regardless of the results. So I like the instant tables. I mean, you can get 2 spins. At a minimum, you're going to get 2 spins to every 1 spin you get on a regular table. So if your goal is to kind of make the most of a 15-minute session, that's this is where I think it's at. Okay, here we go. And I want to make it very clear, I didn't take my $5,000 bankroll and look at a progression chart and go, how many progressions do I have? Do I have the appropriate progressions? This is more just complete casual off the cuff play. So don't look at these. This, for what I would do, I would not, if I really wanted to play the right way, which you should do, unless you're just messing around like I am, this is too high of a bet, a base bet to start out on. I just want to make that clear. So if you're going to call that out, I totally get it. It's a fair call out, but I'm just saying I know it. But for the sake of this video, I just kind of want to have some fun. And I wanted to throw, we've been playing with a $1,000 bankroll up to this point. I kind of wanted to play with something a little bit bigger and kind of go back to what, sort of what I was playing 9 streets with a $9,000 bankroll. I was playing $135 unit bets when I started that one. All right, there we go. That's our first 100. I'm going to move on. Now, this next bet, this next strategy is Scouser from David, Scouse House. And he's taken a much needed break away from gambling. I suggest you all do the same. If you start getting burned out, you start getting some losses, step back, take some time away, take some time away. All right, there's a 32. That's a win. 0 and 2 are our banger numbers. And this is when it's really nice to go to that roulette analysis tool. And you could put these bets in and you can see what the bangers are. And right here, the 0-2, you can see it's only covering 2 numbers, right? 0 and 2 with a $10. You have these street bets covering 3 numbers with $10. So these here, these street bets pay 4 units. These corner bets here pay 7 units. So you definitely want to hit the corner units like we did if you possibly can. But we'll take anything. That's a whack. All right. So we're going to play it fairly safe. I'm going to we're just going to martingale. I'm not going to go 3X on that one. I have a love-hate relationship with this strategy. I've done really well on it, and it has really kicked my bahootie. But in all fairness, so is 9 Street, so is 5 Double Street, so is every single strategy I've ever played has toasted me. So you can see that's only a 4-unit win on this, in which case the units are actually $10. So that's sort of the downside of this one is if you get into a deep hole or you get down in your progressions and you happen to keep hitting these street bets, recovery can be painful. You got to keep hoping you're going to hit these 16 numbers on these corners. The plus side is those are going to give you 7. Now, this is a 27 number system. This is 9 streets reinvented. It's just a reincarnate of 9 streets. So instead of 9 streets in which we would be paid, see, here we go, in which we would be being paid an even amount across the board. This one doesn't. You have 2 banger numbers. You have ones that pay considerably less, 4 units, and one that can pay almost double that at 7 units. You guys, if you watch me at all, you know me. I generally don't like strategies with partial losses, break evens, wins that are considerably lower and wins that are considerably higher. All right, at least we got that one. That's what we want to hit. We need to hit another one of those. We want to hit these because these pay out 7 units. If you were playing 9 streets, this is a $400 bet. Well, we'd have to divide 9 times 4, 50, 30 is 270, 40 is 360, so $45 units. We would be making 45. Oh, that's a banger right there. But this is the power of this strategy. All right, we're going to move on. So namaste, David. For the sake of this, it did well for us. Okay, we're going to move on and we're going to hit CYA. And you'll notice all my bets are somewhere around $75 to $135 in that range. Now, the original CYA, which stands for Cover Your Arse, had 9 overlapping corners here, and then it had 5 units up here on the 3rd column. The 3rd column at that time would pay 1 unit. All these inside of the winning numbers here, these here from the 7th Street to the 28th Street, those would pay 4 units. And these out here were partial losses, I think, of 2 units. Scouse House, David, suggested adding 1 more unit to here. And that way this top column pays 3. Everything pays out 3. 3 across the board. All right, check this out. We're at $759 and we're already at $350. I'm going to play this one a little bit longer before we move on. So we're already at $350. Not saying every session would go this easy, but man, I've learned a lot. Online playing, challenge playing. I've learned so much in the last I think it's been about a year and a half. Started in uh, February or March of 2024. So we'll be coming on our 2-year anniversary this coming up February, March. Man, I've learned so much just from people in our community. And there we go. There's a nice hit. That pays 3 units. Our units are $5, so that paid 15 bucks. Let's grab one more win here before we go on. We're just a little around halfway there. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. The challenges now are harder because before, when I first started the 100K challenge, that's all I was doing. And I was keeping track of the bankroll, and everything was pretty much all roulette for the first X amount of time before I got introduced to crack dice. And so it was much easier that all my play was done only on the recorded sessions. We keep track of it. Now it's harder because I'm doing live streaming. I'm playing on my own. I'm playing dice. I'm playing slots. So I'm not really sure how to do a challenge. I definitely, the 100, I don't want this to come across wrong. I really don't. But the 100K challenge isn't so much of a challenge anymore. I mean, I sent money out of my account. I did bring some back in on another one of my casino accounts because I wanted to play a little bit riskier. But insofar as this account goes, I mean, I started out with $2,000, I don't know, a week and a half ago. And I'm already up past probably $45,000 on this. I've been absolutely crushing it every day with a combination of slow dice, getting $100, playing this. What I've been doing that I really like is I get dice to say 125 or 250. And when I do that, I come into roulette and I bet it all 5 double streets. That's why it's 125 or 250. That way I can either use $25 units or $50 units. And there we go. All right, we're going to move on. That's CYA. That did really well. Here's, this was a member submitted strategy. It's 27 numbers. It's 9 streets, except it's loaded a little differently. You have these 3 streets covered down here, and then you have these 6 streets covered by this bet up here. But it's 1 bet short of having all 6 streets covered, meaning these are $5 units. Normally we would have $30 on this to cover 6 streets with $5 at 30 bucks. You're putting 1 short. What does that do? It makes these down here pay double and these pay half. All right, we just lost. So I've done okay on this one, but you got to hope to hit down here. And again, because these only pay half, like right now, it can take a little bit more time to recover, but man, if you can get lucky and hit 1 or 2 of these up here, you can hit some bangers. So I can't remember what I called this originally, but I'm just calling it loaded 9. I thought maybe I'll call it junk in the trunk because these 3 down here, these 3 streets pay considerably more. Oh my gosh, the table's just whacking us on this one. All right, here we go. We're going to keep doubling up. So I'm not going for triple ups here. We have a $160 bet. If we lose on this one, we'll just scrap it. We'll take our $160 loss. We'll still be up 130. One of the lessons I've really learned from that first stint on the 100,000 is not to chase, right? Chasing gets you in a lot of trouble. Stop when you're down 500, 1,000, even 2,000. I can recover that. It's when I was getting down 30,000, 50,000. That's what makes things really, really tough. So figure out your stop loss. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. All right, so that's a half payment. You can see here. So this is the weakness of this one. And you've got 9 numbers that pay double, and you've got 18 numbers. So you got twice as many numbers that only pay half. Again, I think I would rather just add 1 extra unit here and get paid out evenly across all of them. But if you're the kind of person that likes some jackpot numbers and you want to be able to hit those 9 numbers, this is for you. And like I said, I've done okay on this one, but it's definitely not something I play because, oh my gosh. All right, we're going to go one more. This thing has been not doing well for us. This table has, what have we lost? 3 out of 4? I mean, this is incredible. We've only won 1 down there. So this is a 320. This one put it in debt. We're doing exactly what I said I wouldn't do. Come on, give us a 1. All right, well, at least that's a win. That 1 would have been nice. We're hoping for one of these bets, and that's why I don't like these strategies that rely on some numbers. Now, again, like this and with a Scouser, at least you have a decent number. They both have 9 numbers that pay a little bit more. But this one, 9 compared to 18. Scousers, it's 9 to 16. So the ratio is a little bit closer. Man, this one, ugh, you got to really hope. Now, you don't have to have your 3 streets here. Oh my gosh. This one just kicked our biscuit. I'm going to stick with it. I decided we're going to go for it. Wow. This one is, we've been doing so well up to this strategy. What have we lost? 4 out of 5. We can wipe off 4 of those losses here. We only had 3 losses coming into this. And now this strategy, this 9th Street strategy, these instant tables have just toasted us. It's funny. Some people say, oh, these tables are too random. And generally, I think what they're talking about is bug. Are you serious? Wow. All right, last one. This is our last one. This is unbelievable. Look at you guys can't see the history here. Let's pull this away, see if you guys can hit it. 18, 0, 16, 18. Oh my gosh. 12, 18. All these whacks. 18, 12, 18. I mean, it has just nailed us in here. So if you're saying, yeah, that's because no, it's not. It's not friggin' rigged. Okay. We could really use a couple hits 1 through 9 here in a row. That would be very, very nice. That would be very, very nice. And I did put 5,000. I fully intended to go, you know what? If it's going to take that. Wow. This is unbelievable. All right. We're going to chase it. I'm going to chase it. I put 5,000 here for a reason. I'm way ahead of where I expected to be. I wanted to be at $20,000 profit by the end of the year, starting with a 2, and I'm way up. I mean, I have been tearing it up on dice, not going to lie. But I've been playing manually, and I play actually fairly slow. I'm not just spamming the keyboard. I'm taking my time, as I've shown you my strategy at the beginning of all the other videos. All right, let's see if it's going to whack us on this one. I mean, look at that. 10, 18, 0, 16, 18, 18, 12. All those right in that range. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. There, finally, we get a good hit. All right, see, we need 2 of those. So that's the advantage right here, is if at least we can get another one of those, we can bring our bets down. So cross our fingers right here, right? Let's hope that we can get another win and get ourselves out of this. And so if you just put your playable balance, that's your stop limit, then you don't even have to worry about it, about keeping track. Am I going to chase on? Just put, if you're going to put $100, $300, $500, I like when I've been playing $1,000. When I really want to play, it makes me play responsibly. All right, where does this bring us to? All right, that brings us up. I'm definitely going to bring my bet down, but we're going to stick with it. I'm definitely going to bring my bet down now. We're going to go 640. Phew. But when I have the bankroll that I'm willing to lose, so when you put in 5,000 and you don't want to lose the whole 5,000, you got to kind of forcibly stop yourself, right? If you just put in 1,000 or 500, then I don't have to worry about it because the next bet I can't do, or I'm forced to really bring my bet sizes down and pay attention to my progressions. That's the problem with 5,000, 10,000, $50,000 bankrolls. You think you're invincible. And then it's not until you go look at our progression chart, you go, wow, you know what? I actually don't have that many progressions. Oh my gosh. I take back everything nice I said about you, instant roulette tables. It is just crushing us right now. I mean, I can't believe we're not getting any hits up here. All right. Cross our fingers. What we really need right here, it would be nice if we could get, good thing we didn't leave the bet high though, right? Progressions are life. Bring your bets down every chance you can get. And even right there, remember I told you in the last video that when you get really close to recovery, sometimes at water level, even though you haven't hit session high, which is we're way up there, right? $400, walk away, because we get up this high only to fall again. And that's just morally devastating. OMG, you got to be kidding me. Wow. This is bananas. This is bananas. I mean, this isn't just one wheel hitting all of those. So this isn't dealer bias. This isn't wheel bias. All these tables are hitting right in here and the zeros twice. This is kicking our bahootie. This is, now I'm doing it just to see how many times it's going to whack us there. This is more of a science experiment than anything else. Okay, good. We can bring our bet back down again. All right. We're going to go back to 640. Let's see if we can get another. Let's see. We need to get another hit. I think that one there, though, was a hit up here, right? I think we did 2 at that big bet, and we hit 1 down here. So I'm bringing my bet down early. I'm not going to do 2 spins at that high bet. And if I find if I can't get recovered in a couple more spins, then we're already at 20 minutes. All right, there we go. That didn't bring us much. All right, we're going to go ahead and double. We're going to go big here. We're going to go big here. If I had left it up high, we would have probably been up, but that's not much of a win. 710 to 550. That's the downside of getting paid half down there, right? We got 18 numbers paying half. So that's why I'm not a big fan. These are fun. Again, I think this is novelty, but I would rather just stick one more unit down there and have just regular 9 streets. Oh, phew. Look at that, 730. I did it overboard. Okay, let's just get down here. Let's see, what else I got? Let's go play Millipede real quick. Millipede is 9 streets, except you put 2 units on the streets and then you add 1 unit in the middle. And it sort of has the same effect. These goalpost numbers, but you only have 6. These goalpost numbers don't pay as much as the numbers in the middle because it's only flanked on one side by a street bet or a double street bet, a line bet. All right, let's see what we can get. We got 730. That was not easy. And that's all on me, right? And if I decide to do some sort of challenge for you guys again and track it and show you guys every day when I'm playing, although I will be playing off camera a lot, so I don't know if that really gives you guys any insight or any benefit. If I'm showing you, here's my goal to 1 million, and you come one day and on the video, I'm at X amount, and the next day, so that hit a 7. So as we can see there, that was one of the lower paying units right there. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Do you want to see me track and hit a challenge of going, hey, I'm trying to get up here right now? My next pit stop is 100,000. From there, I'll probably go in increments of $50,000 all the way on up. There's a good hit for us. We're up to 800. Let's just move on. Here's Simmons slices 1 and 3, meaning take the 0 and we're going around each side of the 0, a total of 25 numbers. So we're hoping to hit around 0. Again, this is a 125 bet. I came in here, I put all my bets in here. Loaded 9, thankfully, was a $40 bet. Can you imagine how bad that would have gotten if I'd put in a $120 bet on that one? So this is Simmons slices. I'm trying to be aware of the time here. I don't want this to go too long, but we'll get a couple of these. All right. That's in Simmons fashion. That's a loss. Here we go. So we're going to double it up. Our high was what? $800. All right. $800 was our high. So that's where we're looking to get to. Hey, I hope you guys are all doing well. Get in our Discord. Again, we have several of our mods running pool play on Clever Bets, and it's making people a lot of money. So get in there and check it out. Also, if you're looking to play on stake.com, because they have 1 penny bets on tables and a 250,000 maximum, and they have, wow, okay, thanks, Simmons. Your the strategy again is crushing it for us. Not. If you're looking to play in there on stake, which has really, really low minimums, penny bets, which is really good if you're going to play Clever Bets, because you can put it in a really low denomination to give yourself the most progressions. If you don't live in an area that's eligible for stake.com, get on our Discord, create a ticket. We'll help you get figured out. Okay. Also, if you're looking for affiliate benefits, if you are going to sign up for stake or whatnot, get on our Discord. We have our links to the affiliates. Wow. Simmons, this sucks. All right. I swear. I just got to stop doing. I got to stop giving myself the heartache around this one. I just got to stop doing you know what? I keep saying it. And every time Simmons strategies, his strategies are the most frustrating strategies I've ever had. And the funny thing is I like covering around the 0. It's 25 numbers. Holy shit cakes, Batman. Are you kidding me? Wow. Now, this is the argument of people that don't like instant is they want the dealer bias. They want the table bias so they can see where it's hitting, if that dealer happens to be hitting. And I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Right now, we're going to get our bahootie kicked on this one if we lose this one here. And it looks like we are. Fucking Simmons. All right. Fucking Simmons. God damn it. All right. That's it. I vow from here on out, I will never, ever play slices again. And I will never, ever play any strategy submitted by Simmons. They're flat out terrible. Just don't do them. All right. We're going to end down there. I chased it on purpose. You know what? We have 1,092. What was our bet? We're just going to follow through with this thing. Let's go all in. We're just going to go all in here. Let's see just how many times we can lose on Simmons slices here. Let's just see how many times we can keep losing on this crappy strategy. I mean, absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. I can safely say that this strategy right here that he submitted has lost me far more than it has ever, ever, ever won me. I mean, look at that. That does not pay us back much. I mean, because basically you're playing 2 dozens, right? So you'd have to keep winning. I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to take, cause that is an 1875. We only made $2,700 on it. That's just not enough. I'll go and play this out throughout the day. Slowly I'll grind this money back. $2,250. Not a problem. I'll get it back. All right. That's it. I didn't get a chance to play Centipede 1, 3, and 4, as well as a 9 street variation, which is basically 134, 134. That was one of the OGs that I played when I did my 100K challenge. All right, that's it for today. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a certain type of challenge, knowing that I'm not going to play just on the recorded videos. I'll be playing stream. Let me know what kind of challenge you want to see. Do you like that 50K challenge where I'm hitting 50K, 50K, 50K on our way to $1 million? And if I start tracking that and showing that to you, or what? Or you kind of like the format now where we're just kind of shooting around and playing different strategies. All right, that's it. Be good humans. Us against the casino always. All right, LFG. See you guys next time. Cheers. You know, I started thinking, you guys were here. We're going to go for it. And why shouldn't you see? Now, I wouldn't normally recover like this. I would play it slower, but we're going to go for it. I'm down 2250. I got enough. We had just a little bit enough to do and a little bit left over to do $500 double streets. Could we possibly get a couple of these in a row? If we can get 3 in a row, that would be nice. We're going to play slut and we're going to cross our fingers. I mean, and this is fully the wrong way to do a recovery. No doubt about it. Okay. Number 2, on something this bet this large, this is when I would be really more inclined to go over to the French table, because if we get hit with a 0, we get $750 back, right? Because we would have 1,500 of this on an outside high or low. That's $750. But I'm going to stick with, we started with this table. I'm going to stay with this table. Nothing's changed on the graph. I can only cross our fingers that we can, I saw that 6 there and I got scared, and I'm just going to move on down the line. Now, oftentimes what I like to do, if I'm talking about a balance of that much left, I like to just press my bets here. So we're going to come back up to 500, and I'm going to go with $25, $50. We're going to go all in and see what happens here. All right, let's go. Oh, I gotta move us down here. I'm crossing my fingers here. If we could get 2 more wins, then I can reduce the bets significantly, right? And we could be betting a total of $500 bets and go for 4 or 5 wins, or even $1,000, but definitely not all in. This is when you kind of, but I wasn't going to do it. And then I just thought, you know what? You guys were on the ride with me and you guys saw me lose the money. Let's just go for it here. If I lose it, that's okay. It's not okay, but you get what I mean. Oh my gosh. This wheel had it out for us today. All right. Okay, we're back again. I'm going to go for it here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to leave high open instead of always going low. We're going to go for it. There's a $30,000 bet right here. There's a $30,000 bet right here. I wanted to add you guys a little excitement. I was hoping for 20,000 by the end of the year. I figure, you know what? I'm so up. I can still get to 20,000 in a year. That's how my brain is thinking. I can only cross my fingers and hope that we can get it. And we do. Boom. Let's go. I just wanted to record this because you guys saw me lose all that money. And if I went and played off stream, people would be like, hey, you know, did you actually, whatever. I just wanted to show you. I came back to the, this is the Evo French table. We put in $30,000. We just won that bet. Amen. This is the wrong thing to do, folks. This is like Fox News. It's Fox Entertainment. This is like the NFL. This is entertainment. This isn't, I'm not showing you what you should be doing right here. Don't do that. This is really, really stupid. Okay. Back to the grind for me. All right. I'm going to try to be, I've been really responsible for you guys this whole time. This is the first DGen session I've had in a while, and we're going to have some of those periodically. I want some of those periodically. So anyway, all right, we'll catch you guys later. Cheers.